hello, and welcome to my weekly Wednesday chat. I am Anne LaFollette, and if you are new here, you are very welcome. I come on live every Wednesday at noon Pacific time because I live in California, and that's 3 p.m. Eastern time in case you're on the East Coast. And I jump on my Facebook business page. I'm also in my private Facebook group, which is called Anne's Art Club. And I also broadcast simultaneously onto my YouTube channel. So it's super easy to find me in one of those three places, and it's wonderful to see so many of you here today. Let me make sure that I have my comments window open so that I can say hello. Hello, Michelle Brooks, and Pauline Riley is here, and so is Rose Mavis. It's great to see you. Hello, Jane. Ruthie's also here. It's great to see you. And then there are a whole bunch more of you who are also watching from those two other locations. And it's so much fun with the speed that technology changes and improves that I used to only be able to go live in one place. And now I can go live simultaneously in three places, which hopefully makes it really, really easy for you. Now, the discussion today, I always come on to talk about art, creativity, and surface pattern design. So if you are curious about what surface pattern design is, it's actually this. It's creating a pattern that repeats so that you can put it on fabric, or you can put it on wrapping paper, or you can put it on like an iPhone case or your mouse pad, or really, if you look around you right now, I always love to ask this question. Tell me in the comments, look around you right now and tell me in the comments what you see that has a repeating pattern on it. And a repeating pattern just means that it repeats endlessly. So it's repeating endlessly on this beautiful blouse that I have. And this is actually a watercolor print. And the way in which that you create that is you create the artwork, the original artwork, and then you bring it into Adobe Illustrator, and I teach you how to bring it into Adobe Illustrator and then create what's called a repeating pattern out of it. Okay, so Rose says she's got a sofa that has a repeating pattern on it. Fantastic. And Jane says she's wearing a jacket that has a repeating pattern on it. And then this person said she's got a blanket. And let me just very quickly, Ruthie has a tablecloth. I am going to open up Anne's Art Club on my phone so that I can see who's commenting, and that makes it a little bit more fun so that I can actually tell you who is that Facebook user who was just talking to me. Elizabeth Richardson is the person who said the blanket. That's fantastic. And Pauline Riley, who popped over to my YouTube channel, said she's got her PJs, that they have a plaid on them. And Pauline Riley, let me just take a minute to say how much I love you and how much I appreciate you as my community manager. Pauline helps me run all of my communities, and she actually is a little sick right now. And so I want to make sure that she knows we're thinking of her and we're sending her all of our love and all of our giant hugs and prayers so that she gets better really, really soon. So let's see. Cynthia Ann, cool. So Cynthia Ann said that she has black and white horizontal lines on her shorts. Very cool. Very, very cool. So one of the things that's so fun, and Laura Bright says that there is a pattern on her drum case. Exactly. There are patterns everywhere. And what's so hilarious is that no one's ever heard of it. Right? No one's ever heard of the term or the industry, surface pattern design, or many people have never heard of it. But in fact, it's everywhere. It's a gigantic industry. And so it's a wonderful way for you to get your designs and your artwork out into the world on real products, real physical products that you can touch and you can feel and you can sell and you can share. So I think that we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was I wanted to talk about online courses. So the reason I wanted to talk about online courses, and Laura, you're going to be able to jump in and talk about your excitement around Amy Porterfield, but Amy Porterfield is one of my mentors, and she, a couple times a year, opens enrollment to her signature program. And her signature program is an online course that teaches you how to create an incredible asset in your business, which is an online course. It's an online having an online course. And you can, so anyway, I wanted to talk about online courses because she's closing enrollment tomorrow, and I know that many of you have expressed an interest in this in the past, and I'm mostly curious today about you telling me in the comments what online course, what's the most recent online course you've taken. Tell me in the comments, and I know there's always a little bit of a lag, and it could very well be mine because many of you very recently took my Pattern Design Academy online course, but I'm super curious for those of you who are either new here today or curious about what I like to talk about on Wednesdays. I always focus on art, creativity, and surface design, and today's related topic is I want to know the most recent online course you took. And if you've never taken one, so Elizabeth Richardson has never taken one. That's kind of cool. That's cool that you've never taken one. Tell me, Elizabeth Richardson, have you seen advertisements for them, but they just have never been on the topic that would be of most interest to you? Let me know. So Ruthie says my academy, and so Lynn Wilkie, tell us what you teach online. Tell us what you teach online. Nancy says my course, of course. Thank you very much. This is wonderful. Laura's taken Amy Porterfield's Digital Course Academy, and Cynthia Ann has taken Amy's List Builders course. Yeah, she's got a fantastic List Builders course. And then Jane is taking Stacy's Leverage Your Art program. That's fantastic. And you're also taking Sarah Watts's From Paint to Pattern. Two fantastic courses. I highly recommend them. I'm an affiliate for both of them. And so Jane, you are doing awesome by taking them both at the same time. And then Laura Bright took Digital Course Academy, which is with Amy Porterfield, which is awesome. And so Lynn Wilkie teaches graphic design. So Lynn Wilkie, how long have you been teaching graphic design? Talk to us more about your online courses. Have you been doing it for a long time? Because one of the things about online courses is online courses have always kind of been around, but I think during the pandemic, many more people learned how to teach online because we all learned how to do Zoom calls. And if we did in-person events like in-person paint parties, for example, with our creative friends, we had to take those online. Or, for example, I always love to mention my sweet friend Jane Foster, who I know will be watching the replay. She actually teaches sewing, and she used to do it all in person. Then she actually moved to learn how to teach online and create products online, and now she's teaching again back in her studio in person. So it's been kind of a very good way for you to diversify the portfolio of assets in your business. Right? Super, super important. And I want to give a shout out to Andrea, who's joining us from Spain. Hello, Andrea. It's quite late for you over there, right? I think it's like 9 o'clock in the evening. And so Lynn says she's been teaching online for 20 years, right? So teaching online is nothing really new. However, Lynn, tell me, how much has what you do kind of changed, or how much have you updated your material to stay in touch with what's going on today? And what do you think? What do you think about the current environment for online courses? Because I think the current environment for online courses, there's never been a better time. There's never been a better time. And Online since COVID. So Lynn was teaching, you were teaching your courses, and then online since COVID, right? Because we all needed to learn how to both stay connected with our audience and stay connected with our students, but also since we all learned how to do that, our audiences can grow to be much, much bigger because we can attract people from all over the world, right? Just like we can attract Andrea, who I have not met before, but you are here today joining us from Spain. And I would not have been able to reach you in Spain until I learned how to do this online. And so it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. So I love to come on, and hello, Mary Holly. It's lovely to see you. So if you've never joined me before, I am Anne LaFollette, and I had a 30-plus year career in retail. I worked for really big retailers you'd recognize, Sears, The Gap, Old Navy. Retail companies, right? Retail companies, clothing mostly. And one day my boss called me into his office and he eliminated my job. I'd been actually working at Old Navy for over 15 years, and both at the Gap and at Old Navy for 15 years. I was a top performer, and so this came totally out of the blue. And the reason I'm sharing that story with you is because it's not that unusual today to have to reinvent yourself multiple times. So I needed to completely reinvent myself because I lost my job. I thought I would always go back into a corporate job, but I couldn't get another corporate job because I was too old, which of course is baloney. I'm not too old. But I realized that maybe the universe was telling me to try something different, right? To try something different. And I did try something different, right? I learned how to teach online. I learned surface pattern design, and then I learned how to teach online, and I learned how to grow an audience online, and I've been coming online on Wednesdays, every single Wednesday for 5 years now. So if you ever want to go back and look at some of my first videos, you can do that by just going to the video tab on my Facebook business page, and you can scroll backwards and you can see the videos I did 5 years ago and how I kind of got more comfortable talking on camera and ad-libbing on camera and also staying connected with my community like this. I want to know what you're interested in. I want to teach you what I know how to do, and I want to have an opportunity to really connect with you and stay connected with you as you join my creative community. So I was always super creative as a kid. So Mary Holly, tell us in the comments, were you super creative as a kid, and are you still creative today? Do you have a creative practice? Because sometimes I'll come on a Wednesday and we'll talk about what your creative practice is. My creative practice is what is called surface design. And it's painting or doodling, and then I teach you how to bring that into a program called Adobe Illustrator, and then you can put your design on fabric or wrapping paper or your pajamas or art prints or all kinds of things, because the surface design industry is huge. Absolutely huge. And hello, Cheryl. She's here. Cheryl can't always get away from work to be able to join us live, but that's awesome. And so Lynn said, I'm thinking of retiring and want to use my skills as I move forward. And so thank you very much. So one of the things about having online programs is you can also kind of have them on an ongoing basis when you when you decide to retire. So they're just incredible. They're incredible assets in your business, which is why I wanted to talk to them today. And Amy Porterfield is the best person to learn from if you want to learn how to develop an online course. And her program is open right now. And so Pauline will put the link to her enrollment page so you can read more about Amy Porterfield and how her course is organized and what you'll actually learn what to do. And the great thing about taking a course like hers is that at the end of the course, you have an asset that you can sell over and over and over again. And I'm pretty sure that my cute face is actually on that enrollment page as an example of how incredibly valuable an online course can be for your overall creative business. So I wanted Pauline to share the link, and I know she's bouncing back and forth between the Facebook group and also my YouTube channel, but she will post the link. And don't worry, you don't have to purchase it, but you can go check it out and read through what an incredible experience it is. It's a 10-week program. Amy Porterfield and her entire team are amazing. And here's the thing that if you're multitasking, I want you to really hear me. The point of the program is for you to build this asset that you can have in your business, and it can be a different portion of your creative business that can bring money in over and over and over again, right? And so thank you for the big compliment on my current hairstyle. So thank you, Jane. That's so sweet. I actually really like it too. It's kind of short on one side, and then it's longer on the other. And I think I just need to do a little bit of a better job to not touch it all the time. I think my mom would be rolling over in her grave because I keep kind of touching it, and my mom would say, leave it alone, right? I can hear her now, Mom. I can hear you. I can hear you say, leave it alone. It looks great. So that's fantastic. And so, yes, so there is a lot to, so let's see. So this is Cynthia. So Cynthia said, Anne, there's so much to master before the big launch. How did you get organized? So my secret to being organized is I just pick one thing a day that I need to get done towards accomplishing that bigger goal. And if I just know that I'm going to be able to, carve out 20 minutes or an hour every day to work on one thing that moves me towards that goal, then I don't get overwhelmed. I don't think about the 10 things I have to do. I just think about the one thing that I need to do, and that keeps me moving forward. All right, so here is the link to the enrollment page. Thank you so much, Pauline Riley. I appreciate that. You can find it there. It's also in the description of today's broadcast. It should be up there somewhere where it says, Anne LaFollette is live, and it talks about today's topic. It should be up there too. But we'll post it a couple of different times. And then one of the things I also wanted to let you know is you can book a call with Amy or a member of her team. And Amy, believe it or not, is taking a lot of these calls. So again, if you're multitasking, come back to me. If you're interested in learning about online courses and why having an online course as part of your portfolio of your creative business, because it's such an incredible asset, you could book a call with a member of Amy's team, and Amy is actually taking some of these calls herself. And I believe if we've got these things right, they are two kind of different links. So I'm going to share my screen for a second. So here is what the enrollment page looks like, and it's closing tomorrow. Do you see there's a countdown timer up here? It says enroll now, and here's how you can find out about it. And then I think if you scroll down, you're going to see, here I am, right? I thought my career was over when I was suddenly laid off at 55 years old, but with just one launch, I generated $113,000 in a matter of weeks. And there are many, many more fabulous stories, right? There are just many, many, many more fabulous stories to read about it. And then this is what the course is all about, right? You create your course, you launch your course, and you relaunch your course, right? Because you do it over and over again. It's consistent, recurring revenue every time you launch. And then the other URL or link that Pauline will give you is speak to a team member. Why make a big decision alone? Schedule a call now, right? So if you're interested and you want to know or just get a couple of your questions answered, you can actually book a call today or tomorrow, because the academy closes, the Digital Course Academy closes in a day, closes tomorrow. But you can, actually, they're 30-minute appointments. I thought they were only 15 minutes, but look, she's extended it to be 30 minutes, so you can schedule a call, which is awesome. So we'll make sure that both of the links are they're both over on my YouTube channel, and they're also here on Facebook so that you can go check it out. But I want to zoom out because I always like to start with strategy first, right? So it's so important to start with strategy first. And in my corporate career, I did a lot of strategy work. And what's really important is that you need to think about why is it strategically important potentially for you to have an online course. And the reason, and Lynn said this in the comments as well, is because it allows you to reach more students, and it allows you to have this asset in your business that you can relaunch over and over again and continue to serve your audience by teaching them what they want to know and to get fantastic results. And it's another component to your business, right? It's another component to your business. And it's become, I think, let's see, let me catch up with some of your comments. This is, who said this? Laura. So Laura said, yeah, so Laura's taken the Pattern Design Academy. You took it, you've taken my course, but also Amy's, right, Laura? So you said, I'm using my creativity to build my course around telling your life story and creating a legacy. And so this is such a great example. So you don't have to teach art, right? So again, if you're multitasking, come back to me because this is important. You don't have to teach art. You could, of course, if you have a methodology that you love, or if you love to teach other people how to sew, or you love to teach other people how to paint. But if you also have something that you love to do, like scrapbooking, or if there's something that you're really, really good at, which is helping people tell their life story, like Laura, you can create an online course around that topic. And then you're, of course, looking for people who are interested in that and who want to create a legacy. And I think that's brilliant, Laura, so I'm super excited. And so tell us in the comments, when are you going to be launching the course? What's your target? Are you targeting sometime next year? Tell us more about it, because I know you've been working really, really hard on it. And then Pauline Riley is giving everybody the link to the call to get onto the Digital Course Academy team to have a 30-minute consultation with them. But tell me also in the comments, who else is January 2024? Okay, cool. So Laura, this is Laura Bright, and she's going to launch her course in January 2024. Brilliant. January is a great time to launch because everybody's looking for something new to do or something new to learn. And so that's a very, very good time to launch. Now, tell me in the comments, for those of you who haven't commented yet, because there are lots of you who are here live with me, what is the most recent online course you've taken? Can you think of an online course that you've taken recently? And I know many of you have taken mine. You've either come in to take Doodles, right? Many of you have taken Doodles, and then many of you have also taken the Pattern Design Academy. And many of you are also in my membership, Anne's Atelier. But I'm always curious to hear, well, what other course did you take? And what did you learn? And how was the experience, right? How was the experience? Because several of you have said, I've never taken one before. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's fantastic. I'm glad that you are here to have some curiosity around what is an online course. So it's basically going back to school, but you do it from the comfort of your living room. Right? So if you purchase a program online that's going to teach you, let's say, so guess what I bought today? So I love online courses because I love learning from my living room. And I actually know a lot of people now because I've been doing this for 5 years. And so I kind of know who are the people I'm going to trust to teach me something. And thank you so much, Pauline Riley. Thank you so much, Pauline Riley. So you can relax now because the links are in all 3 places. But I want you guys to guess, what do you think that I bought this morning? I'm so excited about learning this. I cannot even tell you how excited I am about learning this. And my goal is that whenever I take an online course, I always have a goal to do what they said and actually implement what they said within 3 months. So this is interesting. So Rose, so Jeff Walker's launch book is very dense, right? He talks about this whole methodology for launching, and Amy Porterfield does it differently. Amy Porterfield teaches you how to create a course and launch it using a webinar format. So they are both fantastic. Of course, I've taken both of their programs, and so I highly recommend both of them. Jeff's is not open currently, but Amy's is open, and she teaches you how to create your course and how to launch it using a webinar format. And she's so good at it. Oh my goodness, she's so incredibly good at it. So that is the scoop there. And then no guesses, huh? No guesses from anybody about what online course I just bought. And is Janelle here? Is Janelle here? Yeah, Janelle's here. Hello, Janelle. How are you? Okay, so I won't keep you in suspense any longer, and then we should wrap up because I never stay on for more than a half an hour because I know you're all super busy. But I just purchased Pat Flynn's podcasting program. So I have wanted to have a podcast since 2020, but I got a little busy during COVID. And teaching online because it was an incredible time to be teaching online because everybody needed something to do. But I have just bought Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn is the podcast guru of all gurus. He's fantastic. He's known in the industry. He's got huge YouTube presence, but he also he teaches you how to podcast. And so I'm going to learn how to have a podcast. And my goal is to have a podcast by the beginning of next year. So I'm super excited about it. And I just love to be able to learn at my own pace, to be able to learn in the comfort of my living room. I basically just need to open up my computer and I log into the site and then I watch the video recordings. And then they usually have so instead of, if you think about going to school, physical school, you have to show up at a certain lecture hall, then you have to have office hours with the teacher. Whereas if you're buying an online course, you go through the course at your own pace and then there's usually a community that comes with it. So you can get all your questions answered. So you can watch all the videos and then you go into the community to get all your questions answered. And then you learn this incredible, right? You can learn these incredible new skills, right? And so, Sochimo, it's great to see you too. And so, so I'm pretty excited to have a podcast. So, of course, now I got to do it, right? I said it out loud. And so I put it out into the universe. So I have to learn how to do it, right? I always like to go to the expert. I don't want to try to figure it out like randomly by watching random YouTube videos. I want somebody who has a methodology, a really solid, proven formula that if you follow it, you'll be really successful to get your podcast out there. So I am very, very excited about it. All right. Fantastic. So I am indeed, Laura, committed. So thank you so much for joining me today. Put this on your calendar. If this is the first time you've joined me on a Wednesday, put it on your calendar. It's always at the same time, noon Pacific time, and that is 3 p.m. Eastern. And now that I can broadcast to multiple locations, you can always find me either on my Facebook business page, Anne LaFollette Art, or if you've joined my private Facebook group, Anne's Art Club, you can watch me there. And of course, you can also watch me on my YouTube channel. So I always like to say in closing that I am Anne LaFollette. And I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me today and spending this time together. And I always like to say in closing that I am Anne LaFollette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next week.